Hi, I'm Jonathan Pogash, the Cocktail Guru. Welcome to Cocktails the Grand Tour, where we tell the story of mixing it up one cocktail at a time. You know, since its creation, a moment lost to history but nevertheless argued over since 1806, when a recipe for one appeared in print, the cocktail has influenced art and dance, film, music, and theater, as well as economics and politics around the world. This show celebrates that global cultural force, that singular icon, drink by drink, no passport required. Today's destination, this is a fun one, folks, the Pousse-Café. So this episode debuts in June, so we're anticipating the 4th of July, Independence Day, when U.S. citizens commemorate the 1776 signing of course, the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain. While American troops, led by General George Washington, fought valiantly to throw off the British yoke, victory was the result of an international effort. That's right, without the support of French forces, what's now the United States of America might have remained an overseas enterprise of the United Kingdom. Now, this show's about cocktails. So how does American independence figure? Well, by constructing, and yes, rendering one is very much a construction job, a Pousse-Café, we can honor both US and France in a cocktail. So what is a Pousse-Café? Well, quite literally, it is a coffee pusher. No, not someone who gets diners hooked on caffeine, but a drink that follows dinner. It typically consists of several, up to 7, oh so carefully poured layers of distinctly colored liqueurs and full-strength spirits of varying densities. Heavier at the bottom, lighter at the top, no variation in densities, no layering. On this episode, we honor both America's birthday and the country that midwifed that birth by building a red, white, and blue, or blue, white, and red. The US and French flags, after all, do share a color scheme, Pousse-Café. Now, the origin story, as its name implies, this cocktail originated in France, and its first appearance in print was the very first edition of Jerry Thomas's Bartender's Guide, or How to Mix Drinks, or the Bon Vivant's Companion, published in 1862. In part because it's complicated, in part because, technically speaking, it's not a mixed drink, it hasn't found much favor among craft bartenders. That said, it is a visual feast and, in thoughtful hands like these, a delicious buffet of flavors. So this is a layered drink. That is the category of cocktails that this is. And there aren't many of these in the cocktail canon. Technically, the Irish coffee's one, but this is certainly the most colorful and most complicated. In other words, you might think twice before ordering one at a high-volume cocktail bar. Building one does take a while. So the specs for our cocktail: base spirit? Well, there is no base. Straight or split, because it's layered. Hence, here are our layers, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 is the homemade grenadine. And how easy is it to make homemade grenadine? In case you didn't know, I just took my pomegranate juice and blended it with equal parts sugar. Gave it a stir. Next, of course, in order of density, our white creme de cacao. Here we are. And then thirdly, or thrisely, our blue curacao. And there are no seasonings, no bittering agents, no garnishes. I mean, some Pousse-Cafés will include garnishes. This one does not. This is a simple one, of course, red, white, blue, layered. Okay, traditionally served in a Pousse-Café glass, but I have 2 different types of glasses here. Okay, this is kind of a fluted shot glass. This is some kind of a grappa glass right over here. A regular Pousse-Café glass is kind of in between the 2 of these. So the Pousse-Café glass is a specialized vessel, long and narrow, designed to showcase the veritable rainbow of liqueurs and spirits. But a champagne flute or similar glassware like I have will do quite nicely. And I'm going to make my Pousse-Café with this little glass right over here. And let's get started. Let's start the layering action. Okay, so first off, my red, which is the densest, is right down there at the bottom. Now I will layer my white creme de cacao. Slowly, you want to be able to see the white floating on top, just over the spoon. There we go. I can already see the layers forming. That is cool. That is super cool. And now our blue curacao. Layer that right on top. Again, slowly, gently, carefully. There we go. Oh yeah. Look at this. Got a little red, white, and blue action happening over here. Let me try to get that with the close-up camera. Ooh. Here is our red, white, and blue Pousse-Café. Look. Red, white, blue. July 4th, Independence Day. I'm gonna take a sip, hold on. Now I'm going to push the coffee. It's like an early form of a shot, really, from the 1800s. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is said that every picture tells a story. Well, the same is true of every cocktail, and while each drink a bartender prepares for you or you mix yourself at home is certainly and quite literally the sum of its several parts, it's clearly so much more. Until next time, this is Jonathan Pogash, your guide to Cocktails the Grand Tour. Cheers.